Okay. Live on tape from a secret, undisclosed location hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, comes in the Library of Graphic Literature, woo, with your scary host, Wallace Ryan, blah, blah. I want to suck your blood. Okay. Let's give the old spinner rack a toddle back and forth there. And let's get to work on her. Oh my god, where's my razor blade? Hang on a second. Hang on. It's always something. Whew. Anyway, of course the comments were one day late there this week, but I was very busy yesterday, right up until about, didn't get home till around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and so I decided let's wait until the sun was out once again, the birds were singing, tweet, 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 and everything was looking groovy. And it is. So, what books do we have this week? What indeed? Oh, you like my ice caps? This was actually one of our former hockey teams here. As a matter of fact, our hockey team, the Newfoundland Growlers, are in their playoffs there starting this weekend, so good luck out there, Growlers. Anyway, let's get right to it then. Put that to the side there. Let's start off with, let's start off with Black Badge. This is, pardon the ignorance of these bikers, by the way, from Matt Kindt and Tyler Jenkins. The Eisner Award nominated team behind Grass Kings is Black Badge. Woo, scary. I've actually, and as I can prove by my little bookmark there, I've actually, because I didn't do this last night, I took time to actually read one of the books that I was going to talk about that I'd never read before, and geez, I read about half it here so far, and I love it actually. I mean, now I'm a huge fan of Matt Kindt, especially everything from his mind management right on through, and this one is no different. It's about these Boy Scouts who are like a spy team, so it's pretty cool actually. One moment for a second. And they talk about the black badge and stuff like that they have to get. Anyway, they're sent in to do things that I guess older spies can't do or can't get away with. Once again, the art is really cool. Storytelling top notch. Love some of the layouts in this too, Art. But yeah, and I love this. The chapter 2 is the redacted. Which should be very familiar to you American folks out there. But yeah, I really liked it. Came across very, very good. I can't wait to actually finish this off. It looks very good. So yeah, definitely a oh god, at least a 4 out of 5 stars for this. Or 4.5, let's say, because it is really good, and it deserves to be kissed. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, from Black Badge, we go to Black Magick. Blah, blah. Now, what is this about? Well, it's by Greg Rucka, who, and Nicholas Scott, and, well, I like Rucker's stuff, actually, so when I've seen his name attached to this project, I figured, I've got to give this a try. Oh, damn it. Sorry about that, folks. Let's chop this up here. Woo, woo, woo. So here we have Black Magick. And I actually don't know what this one is about. But yeah, the first book of Shadows. That's my sister leaving, actually. by Greg Rucka and Scott. But yeah, it looks pretty interesting anyway. A policeman one, of course, and has a little bit of seems to have a little bit of black magic mixed in with it, from what I can see here. So yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Like I say, I've loved everything that I've read by Greg Rucka. Comics are kind of like movies in that way. I mean, if you see myself when I see a film directed by one of my favorite directors or written by one of my favorite directors, I'll usually check it out, because it's, you know, if they've done one thing good, chances are they might have done good again. And same with comics too. If mainly with the writer, the artist, some are, you know, that's a bonus to me. If I like the artist, fine, but the writer to me is always the most important thing. If the writer is good, just about any artist should be able to pull off the story. And this looks like it's no different. So Black Magick, the first book of Shadows, from Greg Rucka. So I'll just give you, it's in this toned look here, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I know, I'm looking forward to this. If it's as good as anything else I've read by good old Greg, I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. Fabulous. See? Pretty cool. Great covers too, hey? Beauty. Beauty, 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 beauty. You gotta love it. Okay. Now, last but not least from this week anyway. Oh no, don't cut me open. Yes, I'm gonna cut you out of this. I'm gonna set you free. No, no, I like it inside this plastic. Shut up. Okay. No, I feel naked now. It's terrible when your books are arguing with you, eh? Anyway, this is, of course, as you can all see, this is the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4 Omnibus. And this has basically people from, let's see here now, Gil Kane, John Romita, and Ross Andrews, Jim Starlin, and Paul Reinman. Well, of course, Jim Starlin. Of course, we all love him. And who doesn't love Gil Kane or John Romita Sr. And Ross Andru. I actually quite like Ross Andru. I know there are some people don't seem to be giving him enough love as a Spider-Man artist, but there's something very, very nice about his art. I just always liked it. He's a great storyteller. His panel designs and all that are very efficient in terms of storytelling. His drawing, like his drawing, I think it's pretty good compared to some people. So this has Amazing Spider-Man 105 to 142, and yeah, definitely worth checking out, especially if you're any kind of Spider-Man fan. A beat up corner. So let's have a quick look here, see what you think. And of course, there's a bit of Romita, and here we get into the. This is the Starlin. Art and script by, okay, art assists. Okay, so I'm assuming somewhere, possibly later on in this, you'll start to see a little bit of Starlin-esque type of stuff like that. Anyway, and here we have John Romita and Jerry Conway, and like I said, I like Romita's stuff and all that, pretty good. Love Gil Kane's, of course. And of course, let's zip ahead a bit here, past all this to the there we go. It's to the Ross Andru. This is, of course, first appearance of the Punisher And as I was talking with my buddy Jason Conway earlier this week, we were talking about this book and talking about that, and I had to agree with him. The Punisher was kind of I don't know, a so-so character until his famous limited series there with the artwork done by Mike Zeck. Very cool. So anyway, yeah, for you SpiderMan fans, a good book. This has some of the classic stuff in it too, like the death of Gwen Stacy. I think the death of her dad is in this too. Death of Green Goblin, stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff in it. Anyway, that's everything for this week. Not very much, eh? But there's one now. This is a fairly recent one, but it was recommended by a friend of mine to pick it up because they said they liked this, and I like Straczyski's run on X-Men and that, so I figured, oh, why not? It must be pretty good. It's by Straczyski, Romita Jr. and Deodato, and both of who actually are artists that I kind of like. So I'm looking forward to this. And like I say, Straczyski always could write a great comic, right? So let's have a look here. That's of course John Romita there, Jr. Continuing on with the great work of his father. I wasn't a big fan of Romita Jr.'s earlier work, but everything from his, actually really from Daredevil, Man Without Fear, that he did with Frank Miller. From then on, when he adapted his new and current style, I began to really love it. Actually, there's just something about it. I loved his work on Eternals. But yeah, far better than his earlier work was just too plain. There was no style to it. It was just, I don't know, it was just bland. But as soon as he changed to his current style, it just began to crackle with the energy and action, and it was like night and day. It's amazing how someone can go from, sort of so to great like that. And it's all has to do with practice. Another good example of that, for instance, is like Barry Windsor Smith. His art when he first started Conan the Barbarian, not bad, blah blah blah, but it got better, and boy did it ever get better. So that's a good lesson to you artists out there. Work hard, and eventually your comics will start coming out the way you like it. I see a lot of times, the people saying, what's the quickest way to learn how to draw comics and stuff like that, and how's the quickest way to do this, the quickest way to do that. There is no quick way. Even myself, I went to art school, which was a lot harder than university, to be quite honest. And and I've worked in the intervening years quite hard on developing my own style and all that, and eventually, I say to everyone, it does come out. It's just the way you draw, and eventually it will surface, but you got to put in a lot of hard work. Okay, now I decided to do a little bit of a reorder section here. These are some books that I got from. Actually, these are all from. I ordered these all from Stuart Dean. These are a couple of things that you can't find, you can't get through Diamond, obviously, or whatever, and some of these books I'm going to show you are out of print. But I figured, okay, I got to show you folks some of my reorder treasures here. First of all is Conan le Cimmerien, Jean-David Morvan and Pierre Alary. This is, of course, the Conan from the French Conan le Cimmerien. This is all in French too, by the way. which, you know, I'm not afraid of. I'm going to read it and see how much of it I can understand. And I've read the story anyway before, so if it is in fact the Conan le Cimmerien. But the art, the reason I got this was the art looked really cool. And unfortunately these, sorry for the pause. These haven't been reprinted in English, and I'd love to see something like that. I'd love to see actually Disney get in contact with these people and bring some of these treasures to a North American audience. So I'll show you these, and then you can go and start to write Marvel and start demanding, hey, I've seen this really cool comic on this guy's show in the Library of Graphic Literature. I mean, the guy who runs the show is a bit of a freakazoid, but, you know, he seems to know what he's talking about. Oh, look at that. So yeah, some really cool art in this. I actually just looked through it, basically just read it through reading the art itself. I went through it, and you know, and that's the other thing. Even though this is a woohoo, wow, even though this is a foreign language and all that, you can more or less tell the story. You can tell the story without needing to read the dialogue. So this is obviously some good storytelling. But yeah, check it out. Worth getting. And last but not least, and to clue up today's show, is I got a series of little sketchbooks here from the master himself, Jean Giraud, also known as Moebius. And these are all books from Moebius Productions. Let me have a sip here. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm kind of thirsty and hungry at the same time. But all three of these little books contain just really cool, drawings, stuff like that. Absolutely love them. I haven't seen these in English yet, but hopefully someday they will be available in English. And here's a little there's a bit of writing on one page and then beautiful drawing on the other page. Look at that Moebius stuff. Look at that, will you? Drink it in. Drink it. See? Darn good. Darn good stuff. Oh, look at that. This is why I love Moebius. I mean, the line work is just exquisite. Not a line out of place. Every line a useful line. And even the simpler stuff here like that. That's what I like about Moebius. He can do very complicated, but he can turn around and deliver a very simple drawing. And as they say in art, simplification is sophistication, which of course Moebius can do in spades. He can do with 20 lines what it takes some artists 200 lines to do. And that, my friends, is sophistication. Check these out. Beautiful, beautiful. I give these 5 out of 5, see, even though they're not comics per se. And this is Faune de Mars. So these are all really cool. Very, very nice drawings. And in some way tell a story themselves, even though they are drawings. So yeah, some of them have a very sexual look to them, which is pretty cool. Look at that. I mean, this guy had imagination to spare. I think the only one who, in my mind, who equals Moebius in terms of imagination, sheer vision, all that, has to be Jack Kirby himself. And last but not least, Le Major. This is, of course, a little book about Major Gruber. And this actually does read like a comic. I had a look through it, and there's actually a story going through it. So it's definitely worth picking up, especially for anyone who's a fan of the airtight garage. This, in a lot of ways, completes, to my mind anyway, completes the journey. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that there. My God. This guy truly was a master. So yeah, pick that up. Le Major. Love the cover on that one. Oh, so I guess that's it for today. Some great little great new books and some great reorders there, and and a great cup of tea. Now next week I do believe is going to be a big week, so stay tuned, pay attention, and enjoy what I'm going to lay down on you. Our comic, by the way, Nobody's in Control, is sold out, and it was kind of great too because we did get a few extras at the shop, and it's kind of cool actually being able to autograph a comic as people are buying it, and we've even done little sketches for them and all that, and without charging. So that's pretty good. Anyway, I guess that's it for this week. No really big news. I've been thinking about moving the show permanently to Friday afternoons because I kind of like the lighting here, and it's a little bit easier in terms of doing it. It also gives me a little bit more time to look over the books, stuff like that. And especially, like, for instance, with the Black Badge, I got to read about half that, and now I can really say to you, go out and buy it. Oh, okay. Well, Mother Boxes tell me it's time to move on. Okay, oh my God. Look at the size of that boom tube. Anyway, it's huge. I love y'all. I'll see you same time, same bat channel next week. Keep on reading. Wow.